This is Dustin Madison with thefutureofsupplychains.com, a regular blog on the Kinaxis supply chain expert community. Today, I'm interviewing David Rajakovic, who is the CEO and founder at Prometheus Procurement. David is an experienced procurement consultant and technology designer and innovator. David, my first question that I have is, I understand that you've been working on an innovative way of conducting opportunity analysis. How could prediction markets be used to enhance opportunity analysis?
The idea behind using prediction markets in opportunity analysis is really the same one that prompted the United States Department of Defense to consider establishing a prediction market for the next terrorist attack. They only abandoned the idea because of, in my opinion, misguided public outrage. So if you think about it, it's very difficult for a small group of experts to know about a widely decentralized terrorist network. However, the masses will be much more likely to be in a position to identify the greatest threats. The better your information source is, the more you'd be likely to wager on the outcome. In your supply chain, there may be unacceptable working conditions, unethical practices, huge opportunities, or huge risks that those that at the top of the supply chain hierarchy simply can't be aware of. Prediction markets will bring that knowledge to light.
Thank you. My next question is, how can commodity buyers best limit their risk?
Companies are often in the position of doing spot buying when it comes to commodities. That's actually quite a dangerous position to be in. Commodity prices fluctuate wildly, which means that your organization's margin is going to fluctuate significantly as well. Instead of being in the commodity speculation business, food companies and others should be in the food production business. That means building a model that explains commodity cost drivers. Having worked a great deal with statistics, I understand that commodity models need to be kept as simple as possible to focus on the key drivers. You could build a model that explains every bit of variation, but really that model would then be filled with noise. My approach then is to use prediction markets to get a range estimate of where those drivers will be over the next 3, 6, 12 months. If you then have a good forecast for your demand, again, we can do this through prediction markets, then you can almost completely get out of the commodity speculation business and get back in the food, construction, or engineering business.
There's a trend towards using big data in procurement. What are your thoughts on how data could be used?
Many companies have spent a significant amount of money on spend analysis and business intelligence tools. I believe it's fair to say that companies, in many cases, could get more out of the data that's available to them. IASTA, for instance, has an excellent tool that provides spend analytics in just about any way that you want to slice and dice the data. The key really is understanding how you want to use that data. If you're doing opportunity analysis, what are the corporate objectives that you're working towards? Is it cost reduction, reduction of risk, improving new product development, etc.? It's only then that you can use the data to find out what it is you actually need. You also want to test the assumptions behind the data. Some analytics tools will give you an estimate minimum savings and estimated maximum savings. So find out what's behind that and make sure that you're comfortable with it. It might not hurt to invest in third-party market research to get an even more objective view of the level of savings that are possible. The key is thinking about the data and getting people to think creatively about how to use it. Data can be about analysis of the market. For example, there's seasonal items that we could use the data to detect trends about when to buy. We can connect this analysis to data from finance about the cost of capital to make decisions about whether to hold inventory, or we can see that there's enough of a problem to go deep into improving the supply chain. We could also detect trends to understand what is actually causing problems. For example, spend on replacement valves always increases after a certain cleaning process is undertaken. That discovery could then be the impetus for a change in the process. The beauty of data is that when it's used well, it can uncover significant opportunities that would otherwise have remained hidden. I think the gap right now is that we need people who actually understand data and statistics that don't just rely on the tool or what's in front of them, or to bring in people that understand statistics to understand how things work.
How can we take advantage of the wisdom of the crowd in terms of procurement strategy?
Procurement departments generally are not getting larger, especially in Europe at the moment. I spoke to one category manager at a major food and beverage company yesterday that told me the experienced personnel are being replaced by younger and cheaper personnel. Not a massive surprise there. So we need all the resource that we can find to solve problems. And this may be heresy to some kind of experienced procurement people or experienced business people generally, but innovative solutions generally come from people that think differently than the people who thought about the problem previously, or at least have the ability to step back and take a fresh view of a problem. That's why innovative companies, Procter & Gamble is one that comes to mind, are using crowdsourcing to solve even scientific problems. Chemists are solving physics and biology problems, and vice versa. So why can't production or marketing solve procurement problems? Or why can't procurement personnel solve production or marketing problems? I believe there's a great deal we can do in terms of using collective wisdom to solve problems and make better business decisions.